we learned in the last class, we learned about, spiritual hygiene, using yourself, which I can even go back here and just tell you, these are the things that we learned last week. The essential practices of ushirikina.
Yes.
So those are the essential day-to-day practices. These are things that you must do on a daily basis. But then there are certain things that happen to you on an emergency level.
Yeah,
things you need to run to.
Not one day, we'll get a weekend.
Inside your life, there are certain times you're going to reach points where
bring it on.
you get and you don't know what to do immediately. Like, you need to do something immediately about the situation that you've just gone through. And most of the time, maybe when somebody steals from you, when you get conned, when you get robbed, when whatever, you know those situations that just come out of the blue, out of nowhere, and sometimes you need to you are looking for something to hold on to or to grasp. So these are some of the emergency. When we talk about emergency, we are talking about those kinds of moments. So depending on the date and time, just give me a minute. Sometimes we struggle over here and sometimes we just move fine. The screen has gone insensitive. Anyway, let me just continue. So whatever this particular... No, I will not continue. I have to fix this. So... share. So there are people who watch here with terrible energy. You don't want certain information to get out. If you're watching me and you're that type of a person, tufia kwa, God forbid, kufe na hiyo energy yako mbaya. Not everybody that is watching here is watching with a good heart. Yes, sometimes when I'm rewatching the classes, I usually notice that the classes we have a lot of issues. Some of them they don't even come out the way it's supposed to be. And it's usually just the classes that we are supposed to be having information transfer. So anyway, come out this place now. We are supposed to be, yes. So now it's moving properly. So depending on the date and time of birth, every human was freezing because somebody was calling me, please. Yeah, somebody was calling me. Yeah. So depending on the date and time of birth, every human has an element that their essence is attached to. So as you're seeing the way I put these particular elements here, according to your date of these particular elements here. This is why the birth chart is very important. And just to let you know, the birth chart in astrology, those are not European things. Europe does not have anything. There's nothing on this particular planet that belongs to Europe. When you start to study the history of Europe, all you will find is war, 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 war. Since Europeans started, the most civilization they ever established was the Greek civilization that they hold on to today. What did the Greeks get what they got? War, war, war. The Romans, war, war, war. The British, war, war, war. So Europe does not have anything other than war. The art of war, they perfected it. The art of bombs. When you want to give, in fact, as we go on, because right now a lot of parents are getting into homeschooling and education that is independent. Teach your children the truth. Europe, they invented war. Guns is theirs. Ammunition is theirs. Bombs is theirs. They perfected the art of war. But when it comes to things like astrology, engineering, mathematics, medicine, the things that were crucial for human survival before war was necessary, all that is African invented. So kindly, when we talk about birth chart, don't distance yourself, because the time and the date and the place that you were born tells a lot about the essence that you carry within you. And remember, there's nobody that is born outside the 12 houses, which is the 12 seasons of life. So there's nobody that is born outside of that. Unless the birth is virgin, which is now the ether. Virgin birth is now ether birth. But if you are not born virginally through parthenogenesis, then you're either a water sign, a fire sign, earth sign, or an air sign. So because of these particular signs, they connect you. These signs, they connect you to the energy that's supposed to be protecting you. Water signs, water is always there to protect you anytime you call. As a fire sign, the fire is always there to protect you anytime you call. Earth sign, the earth is always there to protect you anytime you call. And then the air sign, air is always supposed there to protect you anytime you call. So when we play this particular game called life, then you must step into the awareness that each and every individual, nobody is vulnerable. When shit hits the fan, everybody has a place to call. Everybody has somebody to hold on to. And these are the deities that represent you. So after you know where you were born, the month that you were born, then you know your sign, the sign that you are. Now, if you're somebody who you were born with to a mother that died, or you don't know your birth documents, or you don't know about your birth information, then you came here to pay extra attention to yourself, because as everybody else is getting their marking scheme freely, you have to figure out your own marking scheme. You have to figure out whether you are an air sign, earth sign, water sign, or whatever sign that you are. But doesn't earth embody all the elements? How? Please. That's like you telling me when ice is an embodiment of ice is also water, yes. Ice is also air, yes. Air can also become ice, whatever. Their elements are just water in different forms. Earth is just water that has things that have grown in it. Air is water that is in gaseous form. Okay, and then fire is like air that is now vibrating very high temperature, something like that, very high. That's why fire is a catalyst. So everything at the end of the day, and Nani, Ayesha, as a container, how? Miss Sikwelewi, I don't comprehend what you say, what you're asking, what you're talking about. Paraphrase your question properly and then ask it again. How about signs that are, for example, water sign in Africa, astrology, such as ISIS. There's nothing like something being water sign in Africa and whatever. There's nothing like African astrology and European astrology. What you call the European astrology is African astrology. We only have two types. The astrology of the northern hemisphere and the astrology of the southern hemisphere. How do you know northern and southern hemisphere? The equator. It's either you are up the equator or you are down the equator. And this southern and northern hemisphere is what we've been talking about for the longest time. The maps are upside down. The astrology that Europeans use is the one that is meant for people for the northern hemisphere. But are Europeans the northern hemisphere people? They are living as the northern hemisphere people, but they are not the northern hemisphere people. So they are using astrology of the northern hemisphere people, but they are not the northern hemisphere people. They change the maps in order to utilize, to identity thieve, to steal the identity of the northern hemisphere people. So the astrology that they use right now is not their own. And that is why, you know, when we talk about the albedo people did not know what, their ancestors did not know what they were getting in their descendants into. Because when they stole from the Niloids and took the astrology of the Niloids and just changed it to become their own, they did not use their own, they left their own because they did not want to become a Bantu people, like a Bantu people. They did not want to, the sun to, they did not want to reach Milele. So they pretended to have reached Milele by using what? The vehicle that is supposed to take the northern people to Milele. I don't know whether you get what that point that I'm saying. Because at this point you cannot comprehend even the southern and the northern hemisphere astrology before we work with what the Europeans have been using. We cannot bulldoze our way into getting into the astrology of the southern hemisphere people, the one that they were supposed to use and they never used. As our job is to take the one that they are using that was ours and use it. Very easy. We are not supposed to be coming up with anything new. When you come up with something new, you're going to lose your way completely, or just try it. Anyway, we are living in a world of experiment. If you feel like what Europe is using is like you need to use the opposite, try it. Let's see where it will take you. But me, from what I've seen and from what I've studied, Europe took the Kemetic things and went and wore them as their own. They did not change anything. They did not even turn it. What they did was they turned the maps so that when you are looking at them wearing the clothes of the northern hemisphere people, you think that they are the northern hemisphere people. It was just a destiny swap, guys. Europe did not sit down and studied Africa and created their own formula. Europe came into Africa and took the African formula and then changed the whole world to make themselves look like the African. If you don't get it, you will get it later. But people who think, this is just me saying, telling you from what I have studied. There are many teachers outside there. You can also be a teacher. If you feel like you need to come up with your own, a new version of your own astrology that is opposite what is already there, do it so that we see the results for you. Okay? We are all living in an era of experiment. So if you feel like this is not it, go for what is it for you and start working with that one. At the end of the day, as the sun continues to shine, anything that is false will fall. Anything that is false doesn't survive. So kindly, you go, you know, turn you out. These things are there. So turn it in the direction that you feel it should be looking. And then start teaching it. And then let's see the fruits that come out of that. Because me personally, I am very much well aware that Europe stole. They did not invent anything new. And that is what makes our work very easy. Because even when it comes to education system, they did not change anything. The skeleton that was there, that was left by the Africans, is the skeleton that is still there. Europeans just tried to put another flesh on it. But the skeleton is still there. The systems are still there. Even when you look at the Catholic, they only change the mothers to the fathers, and then they change the brothers to the sisters. But it is still the same system. So don't think that these people were very, if you think too much, you know, you also have to watch out for the clickbait. Because if you think that Europe are very smart, you are going to go too much beyond. You're going to shoot above the point that you're supposed to be shooting at. If you walk this life thinking that Europe is very smart and they are able to invent new things, you're going to hit above, because Europeans are only smart at manipulation. Painting over things, destroying the noses so that you don't know the truth. Painting, if the color was black, they paint it white so that you don't know the truth. The Bible, if it was saying woman, they change it to man so that you don't know the truth. So that's why our job here is very easy. But if you overthink, also just overthink and then come back with the results, we are willing to see, you know. At the end of the day, it's all about proving the hypothesis null or true. So you go with your own. If it is working for you, come teach us, and then we compare. Because at the end of the day, we are going to reach a point where we are going to figure out who is telling the truth. For now, everybody can speak their own thing, but we are going to reach a point where we are going to figure out, and the world is going to show us who is telling the truth and who is lying. Because guess what? The writings, they stay on the walls. The writings, they stay on the walls, and so nature proves its truth all by itself. And at this point, I'm going with the 12 calendars. At this point, I'm going with the 12 calendars, and I'm going with what I'm teaching you about the 12 houses. Anything else, go ask other teachers. If you want to know about the 13-month calendar, of which last time I don't know whether I taught you about, you know, the animals. Yes, there are things that are supposed to be moving using the 13-month calendar. For example, when you look at this, the cow has, as human beings, we have 12. As human beings, we have 12 here. 12, 12. It's not 13, it's 12, 12. But animals like cow, sheep, goats, then they have 13, 13. So they have, by the time you're mixing 13 plus 13, that you get 26. So then when you add their chest, you get 26. Human beings, when you add their chest, you get 12, 12. So also just be aware of those particular things, because it's not everybody that is supposed to be running into by the cycle of, we have masculine deities and we have feminine deities here. So feminine deities, 13. Masculine deities, 12. And me as a Nilotic, I'm starting with that particular 12 deities, because that is the information that I have at this particular point in time. So please, guys, I've noticed that every time I'm trying to jump onto a new level, in order to drag me down, you're always asking about, oh, we're back to 13 months. Don't ask me that question anymore. I've explained to you that me, I'm starting from where we are. Don't ask me that question anymore. And also just asking me about, oh, European, but how is it supposed to be after? I go to teachers who are teaching those. Here I am teaching this that I'm teaching. And ask me about it. If it doesn't make sense to you, tell me, oh, you're saying that Torah's house is like this, doesn't make sense to me. You're saying whatever. Ask me questions according to what I teach. If you find what I teach is not covering everything that you need to be covered, teachers are many. Guys, find another teacher, please. Teachers are many, we teach different things. It's just like finding somebody speaking in Gulaguchi Creole, somebody speaking in Caribbean Creole, somebody speaking in South African language, somebody speaking a Kenyan language. People speak different language. Go to the language that you comprehend and then continue moving in life. As long as you are moving through your 7 days, each and every day. But the things that I don't teach also, just coming to ask me about sijui houses, sijui nini. Ask me about the things that I teach. So right now I've taught a lot of things. If you have questions regarding to the things that I've taught, ask me. Don't go to other teachers, what other teachers are teaching, and then you're coming to ask me about what other teachers are teaching. I never tell you to go ask other people about what I'm teaching. So if you want to also be a mistress or prostitute between teachers, allowed. Go prostitute between another teacher, come compare with me, whatever, but don't stress me with what other teachers are teaching. Don't stress me with information that I have no tunnel vision for. I'm not focused on everything. I'm focused on what I am focused on. And if it is not helping you, go to where your help is. I cannot teach everything on the planet. I only have what I'm specializing on. Please laugh, but get into it, because I don't want you guys coming to ask me questions that have nothing to do with what I'm teaching. Don't annoy me next time. Stay with your teachers who are teaching whatever they're teaching you, and then also me. When the universe will come to mark the teachers, if I will fail, I will drop. But now me, this is what I'm presenting. When the universe is coming to mark, this is my work. Okay? Because the universe also knows I cannot present everything. I cannot teach everything. There are thousands of teachers throughout the world. I'm just one of them. So allow me. Anyway, let's continue. Depending on the date and time of birth, every human has an element that their essence is attached to. Those elements are either water, fire, earth, or air. Unless you are born through parthenogenesis. Now, if you are born through parthenogenesis, then you have access to ether. If you weren't born through parthenogenesis, then it means that you are walking towards ether. Ether is the highest vibration. And a woman that gets to a point where she can replicate herself without passing the child through a sperm, without needing a sperm, then that is a high vibration. The highest vibrational form of human beings, of women, reproduce through parthenogenesis. Sounds ridiculous in our timeline, because our timeline is the lowest bottom of the barrel level of vibration. But I want you to know that in timelines where vibrations are very high, women are capable of parthenogenesis very easily, just the same way a lot of microscopic organisms are capable of parthenogenesis. Now, in order to be excellent at Ushirikina practices, one must first comprehend the do no evil and accept no evil slogan. Guys, without this, please don't do any ritual. Yes, I said parthenogenesis, asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, virgin birth. Virgin birth is not just famous in the Bible for no reason. There are certain timelines where women, virgin birth, they asexually reproduce without sperms. Might sound ridiculous because we are in the timeline of the low bottom of the barrel levels of vibration. But come back here, in certain timelines, you find women reproducing by themselves. Now, in order to be excellent at Ushirikina practices, Ushirikina is quantum entanglement practices. Now, what are Ushirikina practices? Ushirikina practices are practices that manipulate the collective consciousness in your favor. Water is collective, fire is collective, earth is collective, air is collective. So if you want to utilize these collective energies, you must first do no evil and accept no evil. No joke, no joke, no joke. And here is the explanation. Inside your body, this is you. You have a side of you that does no evil and a side of you that accepts no evil. You have a side of you that protects the planet and a side of you that protects you. So now, doing not evil protects the collective consciousness, while accepting not evil protects your own individual consciousness. So which one do you think is the most important? Which one do you think is the most important? Do you think that the The part of you that protects the planet is the most important, or the part of you that protects you is the most important? Which one do you think is the most important, guys? Somebody has said that both are important. Somebody has said both are important. Somebody has said own consciousness. Accept they're linked. Somebody saying you. No, I'm asking between this one and this one. Between the one that accepts no evil and the one that does no evil. Which one is the most important? Somebody saying both. Okay, but the one that protects. Yes. Honor! There's nothing like both. This is the most important. Because as long as you cannot protect yourself, then you will not be able to protect the planet. If you cannot protect yourself, there is no you. There is no you to protect the planet. So love your neighbor as you love yourself. You must protect yourself first before you protect your neighbor. If you can't love yourself, you cannot love your neighbor. If you cannot protect yourself, you cannot protect your neighbor. If you cannot respect yourself, you cannot respect your neighbor. So this is the most important entity before this. It is this that protects this. So this one accepts no evil, this one does no evil. Now, there are people who, as you walk with these particular two deities, as long as this one does no evil, this one will accept no evil. Automatically. As long as you do no evil, the side of you that is supposed to protect you will protect you automatically. But as long as you do evil, meaning the first thing you do is evil, then you will accept evil, because when you do evil, meaning you are utilizing this one in vain. This one you are not supposed to be pulling it off in vain. As you walk through the planet, you're only supposed to be pulling this one out when you are out with other people. This one comes on its own. The moment somebody tries to bait you into accepting evil. Anytime your authenticity will summon this one on its own. So as long as you do not evil, the part of you that protects you will always accept no evil from outside. So now, doing not evil protects the collective consciousness, while accepting not evil protects your own individual consciousness. So as you walk through the planet, always just know that the demonic side of you, that side of you that is capable of doing evil, it is not there for you to do evil with it just aimlessly on anyone. That side of you that is capable of doing evil, you are there to only unleash it
To protect
when
yourself.
accepting no evil. When evil is being done to you, you don't accept it. So now, this is what determines your danger. Do you even know ways in which you protect yourself? Because you must. If you are a lion, you have sharp teeth. If you are a chameleon, you can camouflage. If you are a porcupine, you have thorns. So do you know what you have? Because without this is unprotected. This is why we always say healers should get protectors. It doesn't matter how much evil you do not, it doesn't matter how much evil you do not do. If you are not capable of accepting no evil, you are useless. So as much as you walk with an angelic side where you do no evil, you must always equip yourself. In a dangerous world, you must always know your danger as well. You must always equip yourself ready. Christianity teaches you to destroy this so that you don't have this. Christianity kills this. But what you need to do is you need to equip this, practice this. This needs to be strengthened so much, and the more strong this is, the more free this is. The more strong this is, the more free this is. So do you know your danger? Do you know what you're capable of? How dangerous are you? Do you know the things that make you dangerous, guys? Tell me, do you know the things that make you dangerous? Are you aware of the things that make you dangerous? Or you don't have? Please, after this particular class, go ask yourself, what are the things that make you dangerous? And please equip and sharpen. There are so many things that can make you dangerous. Can you manipulate? Are you capable of manipulating? Are you capable of physically fighting? Are you capable of insulting? Are you capable of throwing shade? You must! Omera! The things that you don't like, those things that we've been conditioned by Christianity not to like, those are the guns. And I'm telling you, you need to use guns all the time. Honor, guys, let me give you an example. I'm very good. Yes. Let me give you an you give people grace. Give people grace. Listen, you can always give people grace. Like, for example, let's say Mimi and Yamadesu here. Yamadesu, like, for example, let's say we live with Yamadesu, we are part of a community. When we are living together, I don't want to do any evil towards you. And I expect you, like, you also don't want to do any evil towards me. So we're just living in our community, and I know, like, let me think of something I can use to insult someone. Okay, let me just be let me just be insult someone. Okay, let me just be insult someone. Okay, let me just be shallow with it. You're now. Yeah, so let's say you live with somebody in a community, and this person has not crossed you, or you guys have not crossed each other. But then maybe, let's say, there are things they do that in the collective consciousness are considered below average. Okay? For example, maybe they fail in school. Let me just use that example. For example, they fail in school. So let's say I'm relating to you, you fail in school, but I don't tell you, I don't say it, because you've not done me any wrong. But I know that you fail in school. But because I'm a human being who has caught, I don't keep rubbing it on your face that you fail in school or anything. But then one day just just do evil to me, or just try telling me something like, insulting me or insulting my intelligence or doing something like that. I will tell you that you fail in school. Like, always just be ready. Like, even among human beings, when you are with people, collect the guns as much as possible, because at the end of the day, you need to accept no evil. And by you accepting no evil, you do evil. And never be afraid. Never be afraid to do evil. When you are in the quest of accepting no evil. Cross boundaries, insult people, insult their insecurities, even if you don't like, for example, let's say people like calling other people fat, blah blah blah. And somebody is stepping on your essence, wanting you to accept evil, and they are fat. And that is an insult that is available in society. Be ready to grab it. Always be ready to grab whatever you need to grab, guys, in order to protect yourself. Even if you agree about body positivity, you are like, yes, body positivity is unique. When shit hits the fan, sure you don't accept any evil. Never accept any evil. I don't know whether you're getting what I'm talking to you about. You need to be, this is why nephthys is very important. The ability to camouflage in life. Honor, there is no such thing as continuous purity forever. We are only here to give grace. And if you deserve the grace, I will give you grace. I will close my eyes to the fact that you're fat. I will close my eyes to the fact that you fail. I will close my eyes to the fact that you're poor. But then try crossing the line. Now you bring everything. Honor, that's how you live on this particular planet. Always be ready to grab anything. Always be ready to grab anything as long as you are doing what? Accepting no evil towards yourself. Doing no evil towards yourself, accepting no evil towards yourself will help you to do no evil towards the planet and accept no evil towards the planet. So guys, know how to live with people. Always put, nephthys is a very important figure in spirituality. That ability to camouflage. Very important figure in spirituality. And why is nephthys very important figure in spirituality? Because it makes you choose you no matter what. Only the ability to camouflage will enable you to choose you no matter what. And this is the reason why when Aset wears the headdress of nephthys, she's unstoppable. That is the black woman wearing the headdress of what? When a black woman stands and says, I choose me no matter what, it's game over. Because now everybody, now we have to respect each other, or drive to the bottom of the barrel, or stoop to the sewage level. And always be ready to stoop to the sewage level, guys. Always be ready to stoop to the sewage level, as long as on the other side, what are you doing? Protecting yourself and making sure that you accept no evil. So everything is temporary. When it comes to the deity of nephthys, everything is temporary. And that is how human beings live, by the way. It's just that now, spiritually, now you do it intentionally. Human beings will always be like, we are friends today. Cross me tomorrow and all your secrets are out. I love you today. I love your shape today. Cross me tomorrow and you look like a goat. That's life. Now you have to now walk in awareness of it, knowing that any time you are required to camouflage, to protect yourself, especially as a black woman, it is necessary. People do it all the time, guys. Am I lying? People do it all the time. People will call it, even me here, people will call, oh, you're so smart, you're so smart. Until you say something they don't like. Now you're the dumbest person in the world. You're a stupid girl. This one did not even go to school. That's life. Now you must walk with it. You must always walk with it. No, that way. No, it is that way with everybody. The only person it is not that way with is yourself. Or you should make sure that the only person it is not that way with is yourself. Everybody can turn on you anytime, and you must always be ready to accept and defend and move on. So please, yes, loyalty to self. Hakuna kubanduka, hakuna banduka. Don't joke with loyalty to yourself. Now, emergency rituals to help the collective consciousness. Now, there are rituals that you use to help yourself. I divided these rituals into two. There are rituals that you use to protect yourself. There are rituals that you use to protect yourself, and then there are rituals that you use to protect the collective consciousness. So I'm going to start briefly with rituals to protect the collective consciousness, and then I'll move to rituals. And then I'll move to rituals, and then I'll move to rituals to protect. So listen. So rituals, emergency rituals to help the collective consciousness. Now Heka, when it comes to the collective consciousness, guys, the Heka of water element is emotional touching. When you are an earth, when you are a water sign, water element, water sign, in the collective consciousness, what you offer the collective consciousness is what? Emotional touching. So anytime you meet anything in the collective consciousness and you're a water sign that need help, emergency help, what you can always offer immediately is emotional. What emotional? Touch them emotional. Touch them emotional. Now the Heka, which is the magic. The Heka is just magical thoughts. The Heka of air element is love-based gossip. If you are an air element and you meet something in the collective consciousness or someone in the collective consciousness that is in a state of emergency, they need help from you immediately. Offering them love-based gossip about them or propaganda about them or news about them that is lovely, love-based will help them. Now when we talk about the opposite, I've talked about this too, when we talk about the opposite, water signs that are demonic to the collective consciousness will always be numb. They will always stay numb toward the collective emotions. So they make people around them feel numb. And then air elements that are demonic to the collective consciousness are always spreading hate. So people who spread hate about you all the time, those are air elements that are doing their demonic job. Now, the Heka of earth element is what? Grounding into reality. If you are a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, always helping the collective consciousness be real, be grounded in reality, move realistically. Will always help you solve emergency situations in the collective consciousness. And then the Heka of fire element is what? Catalyzing, catalyst of transformation. So if you're an air, a fire sign, know that you are going to give the collective consciousness that final push, that final push into transformation, final push into transformation. How do you emotionally touch them? Like for example, right now, Yamadesu, if I was like, let's say, I lost my mom, like, if you are a Cancer or a Scorpio or a Pisces, it will be very easy for you to emotionally console. Emotionally touching is just emotional consolation. Consoling people emotionally, that's the work of the water signs. Giving people positive gossip, that is the work of the air sign. Grounding people into reality, helping people ground on in reality and move in a way that is realistic, that is the work of earth signs. And then helping people to transform, triggering transformation in people. That is the work of what? The fire sign. So these are the things that you can do. Emergency rituals to help the collective consciousness. So rituals around this. Towards your neighbor. Towards your friends. When your friend is in a crisis, as a water sign, emotionally touch them. If you're a Scorpio, you can even fuck them. And then when you're an air sign, just positive energy. That positive oxygen about them. Tell them, oh, you are such an amazing person. People like you make it in life, whatever. Yes, water signs that avoid emotions are demonic as fuck. Heka of earth is grounding into reality. Giving them a reality check. Telling them, by the way, let's go to the gym. Oh, by the way, if you wake up, you go apply for that job. And then fire, you just give them that final cook. to help them reach their goal. Like, for example, just giving them that, oh, I can connect you to so and so, they're looking for a cook and you're a cook, here it is. Stuff like that, just giving them that triggering of movement. So now, emergency ritual to help yourself. Guys, the ones that I've given you are emergency ritual to help others in your life. Others now outside of you. Now the one that I'm giving next is emergency rituals to help you. Now, to help yourself as an air sign. I'm going to be giving all the signs. As an air sign, your heka, which is your thoughts or your magic as an air sign, can suffocate. As an air sign, you have the power to suffocate and to cut flow of oxygen towards anything or anyone that dares to present a threat to you unprovoked. And I'll repeat. As an air sign, your heka or your thoughts can suffocate and has the power to cut flow of oxygen towards anything or anyone that dares to present a threat to you unprovoked. So how do you engage in this particular ritual? To shrink anything out of your life, completely cut your attention towards them. Even when alone, intentionally avoid thoughts about them until they vanish. As an air sign, that's your power. Please, if you did not know, if you are an air sign or you want to work with air, when you want to shrink anything out of your life or just get anyone out of your life or you just don't want to deal with something anymore, don't think of it. Even when you're alone, when thoughts about it come to you, you ignore. Ignore! Even if you have to shout out loud, I don't want thoughts of you in my head. Just ignore. And the more you ignore today, you ignore tomorrow, you ignore next week. As you ignore it inside your subconscious, it will disappear completely out of your subconscious, out of your life. You do it intentionally. Guys, I'm not joking. And especially people who complain, oh, I cannot forget about him. Oh, I cannot forget honor. You can forget. You just have to be intentional about forgetting. Where energy goes, grows. Where energy doesn't go, shrink into nothingness. And if your attention was what was keeping them alive, taking your attention out or away from them can even make them die. It can even kill them. Intentionally put them on your blind spot and completely ignore their existence plus anything they create. Even on social media, it is very impossible. You intentionally, guys, please utilize these things because they work. These are things that are proven beyond and beyond and beyond. Time and time and time again. Even on social media, if you don't want a particular energy, a particular song, like for example me, this song of Doechii, it was just one song. I'm not saying all Doechii's songs, but anxiety, keep on what I do. And it was everywhere on the For You page. And me, I was also everywhere with it. Anytime that song was playing, 1 second, done, I'm gone with it. I'm away from that song. I stayed away from that song like I was staying away from something I'm allergic to. And you can always manage. There's nothing you can't manage to stay away from. If I stayed away from that song, you can stay away from anything. Because even if it is in the collective, everywhere in the collective consciousness, you can stay away from anything you want to stay away from by just not giving it your energy. And try it, especially as an air sign. Oh my God. You will kill a lot of things out of your life. And you will have a lot of peace. Because remember, as an air sign, your attention is gold. Anywhere you put your attention, it is swelling. So where you don't want to swell, just suffocate them completely. Take away the oxygen. Under serious circumstances, create a doll of their energy and physically suffocate it. So now guys, when it comes to creating these dolls, the reason why I'm saying under serious circumstances, why am I saying under serious circumstances? Don't create a doll of someone uselessly, like when it is unnecessary. Creating a doll should be when you're dealing with like a rapist, a kidnapper. People who have don't create a doll of someone because you're jealous of someone. Because they said something you did not like. Because they are friends with your enemy. No. Never create a doll. And it is very serious, this thing. Some people, when I teach, and this is why, when I teach, I'm also warned. Because the information that I pass can be used to harm. So me, I'm warning you because I'm teaching you this. Don't use a doll on an innocent person, on somebody you're jealous of, on somebody you are envious of, on somebody who did not do you anything. Don't joke like that. Because now, he who lives by the sword dies by the sword. You will make a voodoo doll of someone innocent, and you will hurt them because probably they were unaware or they were unprotected. And then your turn will come. The moment you harm an innocent person, when somebody tries to harm you even when you are innocent, it will go through. There will be no blockade. So if you must use a voodoo doll, maybe you are curious. Maybe you are a witch who is curious. I will just call you a witch or a traditionalist or whatever. Maybe you are curious, you want to know how these things work, but you don't have an enemy. Then use it positively. Take a voodoo doll of somebody you know is suffering in poverty, and then just start commanding them to be rich. And then do it and see what the end result. Don't use a voodoo doll because you're curious and then you use it negatively on an innocent person. Anything spiritually that you want to utilize out of curiosity, use it positively. Take maybe a voodoo doll of your friend who you know has jealousy issues or has laziness issues or has poverty issues or has self-esteem issues, and then create a voodoo doll of them and then command them into positivity. If you are curious to use a voodoo doll, don't use it negatively on a person. But now, on the contrary, if you know you have somebody who you have anger, guys, if somebody has ever stolen from you, if you've ever been robbed, if someone has ever killed your parents, or if somebody has ever bear false witness against you and you are prosecuted for it, there's a particular anger that is natural. Now anytime you have that anger, come matter your anger. Anytime you have that anger, when it is fresh, don't wait for anger. But then when you are doing rituals, don't wait for anger. Tomorrow, let me do it tomorrow. When the anger is fresh and flaming, that's when you do the rituals. Especially when you're working with a voodoo doll, with a voodoo doll. When the anger is fresh anger. If you've ever been angry, you know the freshness that I'm talking about. So whenever you get a hold of that anger, like start fishing for that anger like a fisherman within your consciousness. Anytime that anger comes, yes, that boiling anger, utilize that anger. Don't channel that anger towards yourself, because that anger, when it usually comes and it has no place to go, it will consume you. When somebody robs you and you don't utilize that anger immediately to get back at them, you will start feeling like, oh, why did I leave the door open? Oh, why was I in this place at this? You will start channeling that anger back to yourself and it will kill you. So when somebody gives you anger, return that anger to them immediately and do some ritualize. Ritualize that anger. When it is fresh, don't wait for anger. When it is fresh, utilize that anger. Don't channel that anger towards yourself, because that anger, when it usually comes and it has no place to go, it will consume you. When somebody robs you and you don't utilize that anger immediately to get back at them, you will start feeling like, oh, why did I leave the door open? Oh, why was I in this place at this? You will start channeling that anger back to yourself and it will kill you. So when somebody gives you anger, return that anger to them immediately will know what I mean. But that's what I'm talking about. That anger. If you don't have that anger, don't go creating things like voodoo dolls. Please. Because that anger is the one that it is the one that transforms. Anger is fire. It is the one that cooks. So don't even force it. If you know you don't have that anger, don't force it. Wait for the day you love it. Because that anger also don't just come to anyone anyhow, anytime. So if you know you don't have it, wait for it to come. Don't force a ritual that, hey, I'm so angry, I'm doing this. No. Just wait for that anger. It's usually, it comes on its own, and it is a weapon, it's a tool. So now for the air signs, the ritual is this. These are words that you say with that anger. So for the air, may so and so, you insert their name there. May so and so who is using the breath of oxygen to cause me harm. Remember, as an air sign, oxygen is your mother. As an air sign, oxygen is your mother. So anybody that does you wrong and provoked, you can use oxygen as long as they're breathing in oxygen. Wanakukosea aje na wana breathe mama yako. If you are an air sign and somebody threatens you unprovoked, ask them, you are threatening me and you're breathing my mother's air. The fuck? And then go in solace and recite, may so and so who is using the breath of oxygen to cause me harm be suffocated to death. Whenever they breathe out evil into my life, may they never breathe in again. And so it is. Guys, do you see how this is not just something you throw around? This is what I'm saying, emergency. This is not just something you throw around to somebody because you're jealous of them. Now you go say that. Who is using the breath of oxygen? Your mother will whoop your ass. You don't go to mother with nonsense, with jealousy, with envy. You go to mother with serious issues. Because if you go to mother with things that because of jealousy, mother will whoop you. You know, mom, you know how mothers, especially the African mothers, you know how they behave. You don't just go with any joke. So when you're going to mother as an air sign, oxygen is your man. What people breathe in and out is your man. So when they do you dirty, you can use your mom to fuck them up. And that is air sign. Anybody with an air sign that has a question before I move on to the water sign? No, water sign, not yet. This is the first sign, air signs. So if you're an air sign, please kindly, and please use it. Hey, I will repeat this more again and again because I don't want you to use these things to harm innocent people, because you'll harm that person and then you'll have a karmic debt, and then now you'll have to pay for the karmic debt, and then now that person has been hurt, and then now they are, Don't use these things when it is unnecessary. You might even live your entire life without ever needing to use these kinds of things. These are just for emergency. Can I have bad thoughts about them as an essence? And now one thing I'll tell you is this, Nani, Savannah. Being authentic, just be authentic, honor. What is bad thoughts? Sometimes these things you call bad thoughts is just, can I have true thoughts about them? No, let me just give an example. And guys, my example might be offending to certain people. It's okay. Forgive me, I'm using it as an example to teach. So, can I have bad thoughts about them as an essence? So for example, Serena, let me tell you, let me give you an example. What is bad thoughts about someone? Now, when you start having, like for example, let's say it is me that is your enemy. So you start to have bad thoughts about me, and those bad thoughts are like, oh, look at her, look at how she's fat. Oh, look at how she's ugly. Oh, look at how she's poor. know many insults, guys. Oh, look at how her ass is flat. Now, the question at the end of the day is going to be, is it true? First of all. And then the second question is going to be, do I believe it about myself? So the best way to attack people is just attack people with the truth. And you know, some people, it's not easy to attack them because they've accepted all their truth. So how do you attack people, especially as an air sign when you are having battles with somebody? Like, for example, let's say you are Serena, right? Let's say you are Serena. I wish them death, for example, in my thoughts. Wait, let me just tell you. Let me listen to what I'm describing. So let's say, for example, you are Serena. And then your enemy is somebody who deals with, like, for example, they don't like their hair. For example, you see them wearing wigs a lot. You see them struggling a lot with their body image and stuff like that. You know insecurities that people have. Everyone has insecurities. Everyone has flaws on this particular planet. It's just that, have you accepted your flaws? Do you know yourself or not? So now there are some people who they have low self-esteem, they have issues they're struggling with. Most of the time these issues are just issues that the collective consciousness is struggling with. Like, for example, things like you are fat, things like you're too dark, things like that. People calling you a monkey and stuff like that. When you call somebody negative things like that, send them negativity that you know they have receptors for. Don't waste your time sending somebody negativity that you know they don't have a receptor. Now, when it comes to death, wishing somebody death, you cannot wish an individual death, an entire entity death. You can only wish a part of them death. Because you can't say, like, for example, your enemy is Rio. And Rio, you don't like Rio because Rio has your debt. Rio refused to pay your debt. But the fact that Rio is alive, Rio is still loyal to parts of herself. But then you can make the part of Rio that refuses to pay debts to die. Now, if Rio's essence was entirely attached to asking for debt and not paying, if that was their entire personality, then all of them will die. But if Rio had certain other personalities other than not paying debts, then it's only the part of them that doesn't pay debt that will die. While the other parts of them that are good, that are not attached with the not paying debt, will not die. So whenever you wish people death, it is a part of them that has offended you that you're wishing death. Now, if that part of them that has offended you was the biggest part of them, was like the 3/4 of their essence, then they might all die all together. But if that part of them that offended you was like only a quarter, it wasn't a big part of them, then that part might die, and then they will be alive. They will mourn that part. They will feel the effect of it. You will probably see their life change. You'll probably see them lose weight. You'll probably see them go through 1, 2, 3, but they will not die. So when you death, just know that death is an ending of something. If the person you're wishing death was attached majorly to that thing that you wanted to end, then they will all end. If they were not attached bigly, then that thing will die, and then they will stay with the awakening and awareness of a new version of them that is minus the version that just died. Yes. So when it comes to also mental fighting, people mentally fight, guys, be ready. You know, one thing about Africa is that we are taught something. Here in Africa, we have something called mchongoano. When we are children, you are prepared to insult. And we insult each other. As children, we used to be prepared to insult each other so much that the first person to cry, you've lost. That should be normalized in society. Because you should be able to defend yourself. You should be able to insult back by defending, like you should be able to debate. Because guess what, in this world you'll be called chopped. You will be hot in Australia. When you go to China, you're chopped. You'll be hot in China, you come to Kenya, you're chopped. It is everywhere, so you will not be perfect. There is no place you will be perfect that you're perfect everywhere in the world. There are places in the world you will go and you will be chopped people will chop you, chopped and butchered. So you must always be prepared to butcher back. And today we live in a very sensitive society where most majority of the population cannot butcher back. So just get ready to butcher. Prepare yourself. Look at people for who they truly are and their authenticity. See their flaws. Don't close your eyes to people's flaws. Because tomorrow this person will butcher you and you will need to unleash that flaw to them, to shut them up. If you don't shut people up, they will sobek you out. So always be ready. Walk this life like a soldier. And be very emotionally available and emotionally present to the people you care about. But then when you turn towards those demons that are waiting to slay you, also just give them the energy that they deserve. Because the world is a jungle at the end of the day. I will not lie to you and tell you that, the world is a jungle and mother has not been here to protect. So it's upon the children to protect themselves.
Or whatever, to inject, use my language, to inject their rod into the woman.
What?
Utashanga, hii dunia. This world and people are very disrespectful. Everybody is disrespectable. Haven't you seen, guys? You've seen everybody is disrespectable in this world. Nobody gets 100% respect here. Everyone is disrespectable here. From Trump, I don't know, Elon Musk, I don't know who has the most money. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Everybody is disrespectable here. But guess what? Your body does not allow you to take disrespect. So now when you live in a world where everybody is disrespectable, then you must make sure that you protect your self-respect with all your life. You must be ready to disrespect the ones that are disrespectful. Emergency rituals for water signs. Now your Heka, or rather thoughts as a water sign, has the power to drown anyone or anything out of your life that dares to threaten you unprovoked. Yeah, but the Kenyans are very disrespectful. If there's no country that is as more disrespectful than my own country. And I think, it's just supposed to be like that. Kenya is the most disrespectful country in the world. And me, I'm glad about it because now I can just be disrespectful and blame it on my country, making me very happy. Yeah, and in a world where everyone is disrespectable, then you must be willing to equip yourself against disrespect. Because one thing your body now will not accept, will not want you to accept disrespect. Whether it's coming from a random commenter on social media, or it's coming from a random passerby on the road, your body will never allow you to accept disrespect. So in a world that is disrespectful, you must be willing to be disrespectful back. Or exit. Because we are in a disrespectful society, we are in a disrespectful generation, we are in a disrespectful timeline. This is not the timeline where you walk like you're walking on a runway. This is the timeline you walk like you're walking on mud. Now, crying as a water sign, listen, crying while channeling, crying with pain. When you're a water sign, never be scared of crying with a lot of pain. Like, you see the way people cry in a funeral. Yes. As a water sign, crying should be always at your fingertip. And by the way, guys, have you know that people fear crying, right? Fire signs are coming, but we are not yet done. People are afraid. Even when a child starts crying, everybody wants them to keep quiet. It's because people know that crying is summoned. Crying is a summon. It's a summoning ritual. It summons Maat. So most of the time people cry Ma, Ma, Ma. Like people cry, like calling mother most of the time. It's to summon truth and justice. So crying with pain while channeling that pain towards the perpetrator works so well for water signs. An air sign, you can cry a lot, but it will not have the same impact as a water sign. A water sign, you can try to suffocate and attention stab someone, but it will not have as much impact as an air sign doing it. So know your signs. Always letting your emotions show without suppressing until the perpetrator is completely flooded. That's an water sign. Yeah, like crying. Always cry in pain. There is a reason why your body is directing you to that pain. Go there. Under extreme circumstances, as a water sign, create a doll of their energy and drown it. Yes. Under extreme circumstances where you need to protect yourself in emergency, create a doll and drown them. Guys, you will remember me, by the way. If you ever find yourself in an emergency, you will remember these things and you will do it and it will work, and then you will say like, oh, she wasn't joking. She wasn't joking. Always do these things. When you drown a voodoo doll of someone in water, they will drown in emotions. And the beauty of it is you do these things. And then the ritual for water sign, with that anger, may so and so who drinks water. Remember, when you are a water sign, your mother is water. Water is your mom. Everybody drinks water every day. Everybody uses water every day. So anybody that harms you unprovoked as a water sign, summon your mother to them. May so and so who drinks water every day to cause me harm be drowned and drained of life. Whenever they drink water to empower their evil plans against me, may they always drown back into the darkness of a tomb. And so it is. Remember, we all come from water. Water is the beginning of everything. So just return them to water. Just say, Atum, please take them back now. They don't want me to reach my milele. Probably because they will never reach their own. Take them back. And then after water, we have the earth. So as water sign, if hide emotion, just sielewi swali Aisha, sielewi swali. And also, guys, please, when you for example, when you're using water to, like, for example, you've drowned a voodoo doll inside water, be secretive. Remember, the moon is safe in Cancer. Ritual things are safe when you're doing them in secret. Why? Not because you're trying to hide who you are, but because, let me tell you a scenario. For example, I've drowned Obama here. This is Obama. I've drowned Obama. And somebody saw me drowning Obama, and this person likes Obama. And me, I'm drowning Obama because I want Obama to, to stop misleading the world. So because that person, so remember Heka is all about you grounding into the spirit realm. So anybody that sees you with contrary intentions to the intentions that you had, as long as they see you and their spirit or their essence or their energy is contrary to the intention that you had in the ritual, null and void. The ritual is null and void. Tampered with, cannot work anymore. So remember, when you're doing a ritual, it's just like when you have a plan that you want to execute. When you tell it to somebody who doesn't believe in it, they start walking you out of it. They start telling, oh, but it will not work. There are too many people. The market is saturated. It's the same way. When you do a ritual and somebody sees you, that has an essence that is contrary to the intention you're trying to deliver, they jinx it. and it will no longer come true. So secret or surround yourself with people who are marrying the intention you're trying to deliver. So either surround yourself with people who you are 100% you're sure, this person are with me in this. Of which 100%, most times, 99% of the time you cannot know. Even your sister can be there, but maybe deep down they are against it. So this is the reason why when you're ritualizing, always just solace. Be alone, do it in alone places and stuff like that. Do it in alone places and stuff like that. So, let's continue. So your heka or thoughts as an earth sign has the power to bury anything or anyone that dares to threaten your essence and provoke. You can bury them. As an earth sign, guys, there are people you cannot destroy. For example, an earth sign that is grounded, they will bury your reality. If you attack an earth sign that is grounded, like a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo that is grounded, they will turn your reality upside, your life upside down. Somebody that uses themselves, you cannot go against them. Because there's no winning against somebody who uses themselves. There's no winning against somebody who supports themselves, who is rich as fuck. There's no winning against somebody who analyzes, who is all-seeing. So going against earth signs can turn your reality upside down. You know, as an earth sign, know that soil and earth and greenery and vegetation, reality is your mother. As an earth sign. Because as an earth sign, you're somebody who you use yourself. When you use yourself, you are reality. Like for example, you are a dancer. You keep dancing every time, you will become better no matter what. No, there's no other way. As a Capricorn, utilizing yourself makes you advance. There's no other way. As a Taurus, supporting yourself makes you advance. There's no other way. As a Virgo, showing up 5 days a week, that daily transition makes you advance. There's no other way. So reality is the parent to the earth signs. Real. Things being real is the parent to the earth sign. So now, as an earth signs, normalize burying things. Bury things and people out of your memory. Bury things and people out of your memory. If you have somebody who's disturbing you as a Capricorn, just utilize yourself so much that you forget about them. Support yourself so much that you forget about them. Write letters with your requests and bury them like you would seeds. Earth signs. Earth signs, whatever you put inside the ground grows. When you utilize yourself, you are bound to expand. So, as an earth sign, normalize writing things, your requests, and planting them like seed. And when you plant your request as an earth sign, kindly make sure that it is undiggable up. Like, be smart, plant your thing, maybe with a plant on top, or something that cannot be excavated, in a place where it cannot be excavated. Because remember, the moment your things are excavated, done, gone. If you throw something in the ocean and a diver finds it, energy is released. Just as simple as that. Now, earth can bury but also cover with divine protection via camouflage. So as much as you're an earth sign, know that reality can also cover you. You supporting yourself, you can cover yourself in that. You away from your enemies. You utilizing yourself, you analyzing, camouflaging becomes very easy. Now, under extreme circumstances, create a doll and bury it. Now, somebody's asking me here, how do you create a doll? You can even create a doll by just drawing it on a paper. It's a doll. At the end of the day, the intention is what matters. Naming ceremony, baptizing the doll, making sure the doll has the name of the person you want. You can go as creating a voodoo doll is as simple as you can make it out of food, even eggs. Create it in the kitchen out with food, or you can even go take clay soil, build it the way you build dolls. Or you can buy a doll, a typical doll at the supermarket. and do a baptism ceremony to it. Whichever, guys. At the end of the day, remember, Heka energy is what is working here. All these are just dramatizing. All these creations you're doing are just dramatizing to give the intention a push. You dramatize like playing house like a child, like children. So now, the ritual for the earth sign. May so and so, remember as earth sign, Geb is your mom, like reality, earth is your mom. So may so and so who walks the surface of Geb to cause me harm, be misled, lost, redirected, or reorganized. Whenever they embark on an evil journey against me, may they never return back alive. And so it is. And remember the voice that you used to spell. Spells are not casted like this, like, oh, may so and so who walks the surface of Geb to cause me harm, be misled, lost. That's not the voice you do a ritual with. If your voice is like that, you need to work on some muscles in your voice. Because
but just so you know,
you have to command.
Whenever you
you don't beg. In spirituality, there's nothing like begging. Have you ever seen a farmer going into the farm and begging like, oh my God, soil, I'm now putting the seed now, please. There's no begging in the spirit real. You put seed in knowing very well what is going to grow. Knowing very well that the seed is going to grow. So there's no begging, there's no using the pick me voice. Ancestors, they don't pick you, they will never pick. They already picked you and that's it, that's enough. Now for this place, we don't overdo things. The ancestors will tell you, we already picked you. Now you command. And finally, we have the fire sign. So your Heka or other thoughts as a fire sign has the power to burn and destroy anyone or anything out of your life that dares to threaten you and provoke. So your Heka or thought as a fire sign has the power to burn and destroy anyone or anything out of your life that dares to threaten you and provoke. Fire sign, your anger is divine. Sagittarius, Aries. Who else is a fire sign? Leo. You become angry and that's it. Like as a fire sign, just anger is. Your anger is man. As a fire sign. Because remember, Aries there is the truth. Imagine the truth being angry. Love, Leo here is love. Imagine love being angry.
Under the sink. In a
and then we have
garbage
Sagittarius,
pail.
there's adventure, change. Imagine change being angry. The anger of a fire sign is lethal as far. So always know that. Now, how do you channel? When it comes to fire sign, just channel your anger and hate. Your anger and hate transmutes. And as a fire sign, please don't channel your anger and hate towards people who don't deserve it. Because you're jealous. Well, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, I don't encourage jealousy for you. Your jealousy is terrible. Whoever you're jealous of, you can even make that person to fail just because you're jealous of them. That's how much misdirected energy from fire signs can cause harm. And remember, when you channel your anger as a fire sign towards somebody who doesn't deserve it and you succeed, you get your fibroid salary, you get your endometrial, whatever, you'll get your salary at your stomach. So as a fire sign, please channel your anger to the correct people. In fact, I need some fire signs to help us hate on Akina Macron, Akina Obama. Please, as a fire sign, don't hate on Candace. People like Akina Candace, please. Because you will overthrow, you will you know, you will make us not win in this particular battle that we have. So the fire signs, just creating a doll and burning it. Yeah, as a fire sign, when it comes to how you destroy things, is just burning things, being angry towards things, hating things. Just doing that towards the things that bother you in your life is enough to disintegrate. Your anger and hate is like acid. I would never want a Leo, a Sagittarius, or an Aries to hate me, because it can kill. It's like hydrochloric. And most of the time you find these fire signs are the ones who get a lot of womb problems, the ones that are demonic. They're the ones who get a lot of womb issues, like menstrual cycle issues. Because when they direct hate and anger, it even kills things that don't deserve to die. And when that happens, you get your own salary. So the ritual for the fire sign: may so and so who uses fire daily to cook me ham be blinded. Remember, fire is the sun. The sun is the biggest fire on the planet. So that is the biggest representation of fire. Everybody uses fire every day. So may so and so who uses fire daily to cook me ham be blinded. Whenever their eyes light up to see me ruined, may they instead burn into ruins themselves. And so it is. Ne? And so it is. That is the fire sign. And lastly, on my last slide, I still had this particular skeleton here that tells a lot of stories of our Ushirikina practices. But other than that, I want you to know that the cows, the herbivores mostly, cow, goat, sheep, they have 13 on this side, 13 on the other side. While humans, we have 12 on this side, 12 on this other side, 24, 26. So remember, animals, they live in the spirit realm. So the spirit realm definitely has 13 cycles, which is all the 12 cycles plus the space, 13 cycles. But the physical dimension that we exist on, Sisi hour, 12. And we are the 13th. So that's where I am with that today. Otherwise, guys, any question that you have is welcome. Nola, thank you very much. And guys, this is just a head start that I'm giving. I'm always saying women are ritual beings. So when it comes to rituals like these, be open to also the women of your timeline giving you the rituals. Because you come from women as well. So me as a woman, I give you certain rituals. Know that you also come from women, and the women of your timelines will also be giving you rituals. So as a head start, just open yourself up to rituals, and then know that you can also access rituals from the women of your time, of your bloodline. What does it mean if you are a fire sign but your eyes are sensitive to the sunlight? So now crying easily is just crying easily. And at what? Your eyes are sensitive. Your eyes are sensitive to. So you are a Cancer. You are a fire sign. And your eyes are sensitive to the sun. So you. But seeing your feelings. Why? Is it because you're traumatized? Is it because somewhere in childhood people saw your feelings and they laughed, or they traumatized you for it, or they got angry? Ne? Sensitivity of eyes to the sun is like sensitivity of feelings to vision, to being seen. So your feelings being seen, which is, I think, is a problem with so many people. People don't like their feelings being seen. Guys, me, I will tell you this. Hiding your nakedness, you will never manifest. Mficha uchi azai. If you feel, gosh, people hide their feelings, imagine. Me, I cannot even believe people hide their feelings. I'm willing to embarrass myself just to showcase my feelings. Though I would not recommend, I would never advise anybody to embarrass themselves to showcase their feelings, but don't hide your feelings. Find intellectual ways and smart ways to show your feelings. Don't hide your feelings. Whichever feelings you have, whether they are feelings of anger, feelings of love, feelings of constraint, feelings of satisfaction, feelings of fun, feelings of pain. Be willing to show your feelings, guys. Yeah, every time you avoid a feeling, you avoid a chance of creating. Guys, feelings is what shows you the direction you need to create. It's like your eyes above and like your eyes below. So imagine if you close your eyes and you're trying to walk. Imagine right now, my eyes are closed like this. Now I'm trying to walk to town. Will I reach? No. That's what you do when you're not showcasing your feelings. It's like you're not walking towards manifestation anymore. There's no walking anymore. You're not moving. When you don't show your feelings, you're not moving. So show your feelings. There's nothing that can happen. There's nothing that can happen that can kill you when you show your feelings. And if you know that death can happen when you show your feelings, then you just do it smartly. Do it far away, when you're far away. Or write a letter. Guys, that is where I'm done. And I'm so full. I just ate before I came to this live. And my top is squeezing me, so I'm feeling like removing my top in front of you guys, but I don't want to remove my top in front of you guys. So please ask me a question or allow me to go. Sweetie, can you do a voodoo doll of yourself and command it to sing? Yes, now that is you thinking outside the box, baby. Yamadesu, do it and let's see. These are the things mgagana upwa ali wali mkavu, you know. People who adventure, they don't eat rice without stew. People who adventure and people who adventure land and waters, they don't eat rice without stew. That is the meaning of mgagana upwa ali wali mkavu, to mean the people who adventure, they will never lack stew. So Yamadesu, adventure, you will never lack stew. I'm telling you, you will never lack stew. Yeah, so guys, can we do a doll? Can we do a model for a man not supporting? Yes! Now life is yours, guys. Now life is yours. As long as, you know, do that voodoo doll and tell him everything. And you know the relationship that women are supposed to be having with men. Men, you tell them what you want them to do. You don't tell them what you don't want them to do. Because whatever you tell them, they will do. Whether you don't want them to do it or you want them to do it, they will do it. So when you make a voodoo doll of a man, don't tell that voodoo doll what not to do. Tell the voodoo doll only what to do. That's masculine energy. You don't tell them what not to do. It's like masculine energy is like you saying, it's like masculines are robots. So it's like you having a man and they don't even know cheating exists. And then you keep telling him, don't cheat on me, don't cheat on me. Now him is just thinking about, okay, what is this cheating? What is this cheating? What is this cheating? I need to adventure into this. So when it comes to men, don't tell them what not to do, tell them what to do. Always. And also, just for people who are not African, I found a new way to tell you about the time. So in African time, the day starts at sunrise. While in European time, the day starts at midnight. So past midnight, after midnight is when you say 1. That is when the day starts for European time. But in African time, when the sun rises is when we say 1. So people who are European timers users, when I'm talking about the day starting, I'm talking about 1 of sunrise. So when I say about the day starting, don't think I'm talking about midnight 1. No, I'm talking about 1 of sunrise, because in European time, the day starts at midnight, which is wrong. The day shouldn't be starting at midnight. The day starts at sunrise and then ends at sunset. And then another one starts at sunset and ends at sunrise. So that is the difference between African time and European time. According to Africans, the day starts at sunrise and ends at sunset. According to European timing, the day starts at midnight and ends at noon. So if you use the European time, you need to shift to African time mentally. Because as long as you use European time mentally, then it will tell you that Leo is at midnight. Not whatever. It will tell you the vibration of 1. Let me not use Leo. It will tell you the vibration of 1 is at midnight, while the vibration of 7 is at morning. But the truth is the vibration of 1 is at morning, and the vibration of 7 is the one at midnight. What does it mean when your lower eye is shaking? I grew up being told it means bad news. Shaking as in like even I can't picture that shake that you're talking about. I only know about the eye having either shadow or light at the corner of your eye. I'm not so sure about that. So guys, enable me to leave and see you again next time, when I will probably make my announcement, probably or not. Yeah. So today's class was very simple, but very necessary and needed. You're seeing light at the corner of the eye or dark or shadow. You can either see light or shadow. If you're seeing light, then you're good. You're moving well. If you're seeing a shadow, then you're not moving so well. Yeah, and Mama Nikwa, you talked about a session. I'm going to reach you about that. And also, guys, the session that I had with Brenda, it was amazing, but we are still in the process of it. So let her be and do her things. And most of the things, I think I decided to teach this class because of especially what the session that I had with Brenda. It wasn't really a session, it was just a consultation. So yeah. And also the people who want a consultation for September, I'm going to, so far I think I have 2 people that I need to be scheduling so far. But then if you know that you want to see me in September, then know that around these times are the times to reach out. And Mama Nikwa, you already I'm going to talk to you about the sessions that we're going to have. But also, just guys, just know I don't want to. I already have some continuing clients, so I'm not going to be taking so many people. Also, I'm trying to find ways in which we can do this thing with more people because it is so necessary. The readings are so necessary, and they're very necessary. But you know, we are not many so far. And even the people I'm working with still need time, you know, to fully ground. And also just know that when I do I will. When I do the readings, they take energy a lot, even more than teaching. Because to do reading is to channel. So, also always just bear with me. I know there are people who have been waiting in line for so long and I've never gotten a chance to see you guys. Oh, know that reading is that it's like swimming inside someone, taking someone's identity, getting into their timelines. It leaves you drained. And also, so even people who want to work with me on that, just know that it's not a walk in the park. Because some people, they come thinking it's a walk in the park. And then we start working, and then they see that actually it takes from you. So, know that spiritual work is not a joke. It's only a joke to people who are joking around with it. But when you delve into it, sometimes even just meeting clients, certain clients come with so much heavy energy that it affects my physical well-being. There are some clients I sit with them, and because of the energies that they have, I even leave with certain parts of my body swollen because of the session. So, Akina Mama Nikwa, please, when we're training you to work, so that we can work together, just know that also it is not an easy road, and I really want people who really are equipped and were created to do this. Because it is not an easy road. It is very easy. Let me tell you one thing. Because guys, I've tried working with people here. You people who are looking at me, some of you are the ones I've tried working with here. And the things that like for example, let me give I will not mention name, but there are certain people who, they come we work together. And they don't know that the work is very easy. The physical work, compiling things, putting things together, very easy. But now, the spiritual, that is where we go our separate ways with a lot of people. And let me explain even further, even for people who are thinking about joining this particular spiritual work. When you come working, doing the spiritual work, the work in itself is very easy. Like for example, me compiling things, meeting people, getting clients, very easy. But do you know where the catch is? Now the catch is surviving Sobek. When it comes to spiritual work, that is the only catch. Spiritual work is easy. I'll tell you that for free. It only requires you to be yourself and authentically you and be ready to be a channel. But now, surviving Sobek. Surviving Sobek is where many people fall. And a lot of people come into spiritual work thinking that, we're just going to do this, it's going to be easy, until the Sobek start hitting. And Sobek hits so close as your own mother in your house. The moment you start working, just beating a deadline. Sobek. So you see, you hear me, people like Akina Mama Nikwa who want to join this. Be ready, because you know, somebody like me, I've given my life to this. There's nothing else I want to do. There's nothing else I want to do in life. But then other people, maybe you have other things you're doing. You have other people that need your energy and stuff like that. You have other people that tamper with your energy and stuff like that. All that interfere with your ability to channel. So Surviving Sobek is the most difficult challenge that I've seen a lot of people that I've tried to work with face. Just being able to be okay even after people talk shit about you. A lot of people fall. Being able to be okay after people say that, oh, you are working for the devil. People call you Jezebel. That is where a lot of people fall. Just people not being able to stand up for themselves against questions, against people questioning you, against stuff like that. You being able to do whatever you're doing with a tunnel vision, without outside noise, without you listening to outside noise, living above the noise. Somebody's asking me what's Sobek. That's people scrutinizing, people talking shit. Let me just say that. Because shit will be talked everywhere, and especially with the spirit realm. You know where we are. We are in a Christian dominated world. People talk shit. People are talking shit about spirituality. Even if spirituality is famous and everybody seems to be doing it, people are talking shit still. Even the people who are pretending to be doing it, some people just pretend even to come to class, but they don't really care about the message. And people are talking shit about spirituality. By the way, let me just tell you that, the truth. We are not yet 144,000 in spirituality. So when you practice, when you get into practicing things like channeling, that is the main backlash that make people fall. And there are so many people that I could have worked with, but we couldn't work together. Some even aborted the pregnancy. Why? Because they couldn't survive Sobek from their own family. Their moms, my mom, my sisters, what. Such kind of things stop a lot of people from doing the spiritual work. And me, I cannot walk with you if you come into to work with me and then you start looking at me sideways. Because people are influencing you from outside. We will not work. I will notice and then I will just nitatoka tu pole pole hata hutajua nitoka aje. So guys, know that that is where we are. Spirituality, very easy. Channeling work, very easy. Until Sobek hits. And remember, when you start to doubt yourself, that's it. Even when it comes to channeling, when you start to doubt yourself, that's it. It becomes demonic. Otherwise, what I'll tell you is a lot of spiritual people are needed, spiritual work are needed, spiritual channels are needed, spiritual pattern recognizers are needed. People are, so many people. There are so many people that require these particular services. And you know, I don't know how good ChatGPT is doing the job, but personally I feel like this job of channeling is something that not even a robot can do as much as human beings do it. So people who are crying about jobs outside, they just know there's so many jobs. It's Sobek that is preventing people from jobs. Sobek and low self-esteem is preventing people from jobs. But jobs are out there. People are out there willing to pay for services. Personally, since I started channeling, I've never lacked a client so much that I have to push clients away. That's how much people are out there that need help. I have to consider myself just so I don't, and I've never advertised officially that, hey, I need clients. So that's how much there's people out there that need help. But then the helpers are not many. People are not many that are willing to help themselves and then help others. Yeah. And when you're alone like myself, with the trainees that you're trying to put on, it becomes not so easy. So just give me time to move slowly with this particular job until where we will go. What do you think of ChatGPT? And I don't know about I don't know much about ChatGPT. I don't know much. When this AI thing, I started hearing gossips about AI when I was in university, and personally, I just know that the only thing I know is that AI and collective consciousness are moving together. And it is because of the collective consciousness that AI is moving the way it's moving. But I don't know much about how they operate. I only hear about people talking about, oh, I cannot do with ChatGPT, whatever. But I don't really know what they're doing there with it as much. What's your physical location? Kenya. Yeah. Yeah, we will. We will. I'm currently in the process of training, actually, so pole too. And when I say that we do the, please, if you want to do the channeling work, be in it. Don't come do it because of me, because whatever. Just do it because you really want to do it. Because if you don't come to do it because you want to do it, hautafanya, you will not go far with it. Maybe when it comes to, I'm not saying that ati nimeshindwa na training nani yama. Kwanza training, I cannot host a group training session. When it comes to training about channeling, each and every channeler has a way in which they channel. So it's not like a killer channel and a channel the same. So when it comes to me working with my channels, I have to know each and every individual, what their potential is, what they can do, and stuff like that. So I cannot train people in bulk. Channeling, you cannot train people in bulk like that. It's individually. Yeah. And right now we have a team. We already have a team that is growing, but we are not strong. We are not yet strong, but we are growing. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's asking, is empathy as a form of channeling or telepathy? It is. Both of them are. And channeling is just in authenticity, guys. You just be authentic. You know the reason why things like, and let me just say this before I go. When it comes to being somebody like a teacher, you can be taught to become a teacher of math or of biology. You can be taught to become a teacher of chemistry. But when it comes to channeling, you can only be given a head start. You cannot be taught to be a channel. You're already a channel. You're born a channel. So what you can be given is just a head start, like
Gonna go comb my hair.
a push. If you are not born a channel, you cannot channel. It's impossible for you to channel if you're not born a channel. You cannot be taught how to channel. You are already a channel now. You just taught. I just tell you, oh, this is how you do it. These are the parts of you that you trust when you're doing this. This is how you fetch information. Because guess what? Healing work is all about authenticity. It's a set. All healers, all witches, all channelers, all tarot readers, all oracle readers. The only thing they have in common is authenticity. Because guess what? Authenticity is telepathic in itself. So working with that particular authenticity to connect to others is now what now you can learn from other people. You can learn from this person that, oh, this is how you do this is how you do this from other people, and then you kick in with your own. Yeah. Asante. Yeah, it's innate. It's innate. It's innate. And the only, Mama Nico, for example, authenticity only. That's the only thing you require. Just be authentic. Just be authentic. The moment you start to fake, you lose. You lose. Of which I don't think there's a student of mine who would be a faking person by now. So I'm very confident in that. And by 2027, because next year is 2026, I hope by 2027 we're going to have a very stable running process throughout the 12 months of the year where we have clients throughout. Kenisha, I hope we will be manage to do that. But for now, we can only handle a few clients at a time. And also, for the people that I'll be working with as well, I would love for the people to come from countries that have, for example, if you know you come from a country where, you know, the dollar is a lot in your country, I would also love to work with such people as well. Because working with people who the dollar is nothing in your country, it will not benefit you as much. The salary will not benefit you as much. But if the dollar has a lot of power in your country, then working together will benefit you a lot. Even though right now I already work with like someone from the US, I don't know whether the whatever she gets is that much in their country. Kenisha, is Kenisha here? I don't know whether what she gets is even helpful in their country, but yeah, countries like Tanzania, whatever, countries that have. But even if, as long as like the US, I have like, I'm going to be having like now Mama Nico and Kenisha. Kenisha is also from the US. Kenisha, but I don't think the currency is that much beneficial to you in the US, right? I feel like the salary will be more beneficial to somebody from a country who's, yeah, is not as much. And me, I don't like that as well. I don't like it as much. So people from the US know that working with me, the money won't be as good as it is to like me and somebody from Tanzania or Uganda or Nigeria or South Africa. Working with people from countries in Africa, I want to focus on that a bit more because the money is going to be better than somebody who is from the US. I don't like paying people peanuts, and when I work with people from the US, I have to pay them peanuts. Yeah. But I'll still work with people from the US. Just know that when I work with you from the US, especially in this beginnings, there won't be that much. So that's why I encourage local people to also try. Yeah, local people also try to try so that we can work together. Waanze kuingiza pesa. And yeah, anyway, I don't want to talk much about that, even though I have. So guys, this was it. Yeah, though I wish I could pay more when it comes to people from the United States, because paying something like $100 in the United States is like grocery money. It's like tomatoes money for tomatoes. So yeah, but we will do it. We will do whatever we need to do to get to where we need to get. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You see, something like $200 here in Kenya, it's like rent and something else. So the way our world is arranged as well, we have to arrange ourselves accordingly. Because those are some of the things that are also making me feel like I have to balance when it comes to the people I'm working with and the regions that they're coming from. The grocery more expensive than 100. So this is what I'm telling you guys. those countries of yours, but at the end of the day, you guys are comfortable in that lifestyle and you're used to it. We are also comfortable in ours and used to it. So, yeah, like even here in Kenya, $100 I can use to shop. Okay, not for a whole month, but yeah. In the US, it's like buying sweets with. yes. I'm manifesting a time where I'll be able to pay my people from the US like something like $3,000, like $4,000, like that's where I'm headed to. For now, with this little monies, I want to pay it to at least people who are in Africa. It goes a long way. Yeah, in America, I hear even just plating your head, you have to pay $200, $150. Oh, jeez. That's beautiful. Come here with we kuja tuote Ruto hapa. No, already, Mama Nico, already we have US. Actually, you know, clients that I have are mostly from outside. I have clients from Africa as well, but most of the time it's just clients from the US. That's why I'm telling you. Even working with people from the US is a priority to me because most of my clients are from there. From Australia, from the US, from Germany, from Europe, European countries. We have clients from everywhere. Now that's the beauty of it. We have clients from everywhere already, even from South Africa, from Uganda and stuff. So it's just about capacity. Capacity is all I need. Having people to help me with my people, with helping these people. And that is what we are in the process of. Anyway, see, that's enough, guys. See, that's enough presents for today. Kenisha, when are you moving to Kenya? You haven't told me the date yet. You're telling me on the live. Hey, cannot work with that. Naito. The level of session that we offer, we cannot change client price. Like everybody will have to pay the same. Like I just don't want to have like, oh, people from Kenya, now you pay this, people from whatever, and yet when I'm offering, whatever I'm offering is the same for everybody. In fact, if I was to change pricing, I would increase prices for people abroad.
Oh.
But I cannot reduce the prices because of what is being offered. It's the energy that goes into the sessions. Yeah. So I'd rather, and also just the Africans, like people from my country and people from around Africa that are paying for the sessions, they know it is very, very deserving of that. And also just the amount that I pay. Imagine people pay that much for the session and still capacity hatuwezi fika. So imagine if I'm to reduce the price, it's like I'm telling people, now come, and still however much I'm charging, still capacity siwezi fikisha, like hatuwezi handle capacity. So if I reduce the price, it's like I'm